And welcome to this weekend's Behind the Mitten. John Gonzalez along with Amy Sherman having a great time as we do every single weekend traveling the state of Michigan. This weekend, Amy, we get to be a little closer to home.
We do. We are in beautiful Grand Rapids, and we know what, we're actually kind of thrilled to be back home. We've been on the road a lot, particularly for our search for Michigan's best bakery, as well as for some of our radio shows that we've been airing the last couple weeks. So it's kind of nice to be back home, and we're kind of promoting this as maybe you should choose Grand Rapids for your spring break adventures.
Well, we know a lot of people will, because not all of us can go to Florida or some exotic location.
Staycation, John. It's what I'm taking.
But we live in Grand Rapids.
You had that note of bitterness? Yeah. It's called bitterness.
Because I'm leaving town. But I know that not a lot of people can leave, but they come to Grand Rapids because there's so much to do. And I think that's the theme of this weekend's edition of Behind the Mitten. We want to give you some ideas of where you could go in the area, some new places to check out, some familiar places. But, boy, today we're at a brand new brewery that is just experienced some great success.
Yeah, they are. We love coming here. It's in a great location in Grand Rapids, in a kind of a up-and-coming neighborhood, I would call it, and it's a fun place to stop, whether you're with a group of friends or maybe you're even with your kids. It's family-friendly for all, and so we want to welcome City Built Brewing with us. Edwin, Collazo, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Behind the Mitten. You guys have got a good thing going on.
Thank you. We do. We've been very fortunate.
Yeah, but I think you're still kind of under the radar in the beer scene. Grand Rapids is known as Beer City, and you kind of came into a crowded market. Took you a little bit of time to get open. And so I think a lot of people still aren't really aware either of you or where you're at.
Sure. So we're located at 820 Monroe. We're at the northwest corner of the Sackner building, which is a 616 on Monroe building.
So I live in Flint. What does that mean?
Sure.
I'm kidding. I don't live in Flint, but you are located right on the river, right?
We are right on the river.
A little bit north of downtown Grand Rapids.
Correct. So we found the spot because we used to come here to this neighborhood to drink at Founders.
Because it's near the old Founders.
Yeah, that's right. So they were located about a block south. And so when they left a big hole in this neighborhood. And at 17, I lived in the area and always talked about and wanted to live and work downtown. And so when we saw that this property was available, we jumped on it.
Yeah, I think it's great that you did that because it's definitely bringing back some life to this area. And right along the river near 6th Street Bridge, it's a fantastic location. We're going to talk more about the brewery in a minute. We're going to do, of course,
Beer of the Week.
which is going to be fun to get to. But just real quick, overall theme for this restaurant brewery, because it is a restaurant as well.
Absolutely. We are Puerto Rican themed, or we have a Puerto Rican themed menu. And then we have an herb-centric approach to beer. However, for the hopheads, we probably have 4 or 5 IPAs on at any given time.
You may. In fact, we had one of your beers as Beer of the Week a few weeks ago, and that's why we decided to come back and record here, because we want to bring people a little bit closer to what you got going on. But we are going to talk about how City Built, as well as a lot of the other breweries in Grand Rapids, are family-friendly. And so if you're coming for spring break, they're great places to have lunch, or maybe come during lunch when you guys have your drum circle going.
Absolutely.
If I was a little kid, I'd be all over that.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll talk more about that later.
Sure.
We also want to welcome our good friend Courtney Sheffer with us from WMTA, the West Michigan Tourism Association. Courtney, you always have tons of fun things to do, and I'm sure you've got a big list right now.
Oh, definitely. Lots going on for spring break around the area.
I bet. So we always like to remind people that the WMTA, the West Michigan Tourism Association, covers literally the entire western half of the state from the UP to the Indiana border, right?
Oh, yes, definitely.
So it's not just Grand Rapids.
No, we're very generous with our West Michigan, but lots to do, the whole area.
Yeah, you guys really expand that region. But, what you guys do, WMTA.org is the place to go, folks. It is a great resource in your planning, whether you're looking for spring break, summer getaways, fall vacations, winter excursions. You have great partners, organizations that work with you guys here. I should just do this segment for you.
Yeah, you know all about us.
Talking about her talk.
but no, I think a lot of people just don't realize the resources that you have, and you can get some things for free from you guys too, right?
Oh, definitely. Like you said, the website is a great resource. It's very up to date. We also just came out with our brand new travel guide for 2018 that covers that whole West Michigan area that we were talking about. And that travel guide is available on the website. If you want to visit it and view it digitally, you can click right through to destinations, or if you want to request a copy by mail, it's a great printed piece. We'll send it right to you for free. You just have to hop on our website and ask us to.
It's a pretty complete listing of things that are happening. Mm-hmm. Well, what can people expect over the next couple weeks if they happen to be coming to Grand Rapids for spring break?
Oh, there's lots of fun ideas for spring break in the area, especially if you have younger kids. You'll want to check out the Grand Rapids Children's Museum, which is fun year-round. And then they do a lot of fun hands-on activities. So when the kids are there, they are fully engaged the whole time. They will be kept to visit. You just have to keep up with them when you bring your kids down.
I completely concur with that. I spent many an hour there when my children were young. And I will say that if you live anywhere in the West Michigan area, it's worth it to just get the membership. If you're going to go even more than like one time a year, you're going to save money for you and your family. And my kids would go literally every Saturday.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, so that's very hands-on, great for younger kids. If your kids are maybe a little bit older, the Grand Rapids Public Museum is right here as well. They're very walkable. If you're coming downtown, you can get to either of them, head back and forth.
And we are going to talk a little bit more about the Public Museum later on in the show, so that's great.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, they have rotating exhibits coming through all the time, so even if you've been there recently, they'll have something new for you to come check out. Lots of activities planned for spring break as well. One that's a little bit outside of Grand Rapids, but is one of my favorites for spring break coming up, the Capri Drive-In, which is in Coldwater, is actually opening back up for the season.
Coldwater country.
Yes.
We love the Capri.
Oh, they have such a nice setup down there. So they have 2 screens. They do double features all the time. They have first-run movies, so you can head down there. They'll be opening first week of April is their plan, maybe a little bit sooner depending on weather. They just have to get it warm enough to have the late-night movies showing. But that's a really fun one for whole families.
That would be really fun to do a behind-the-mitten road trip.
Oh my gosh.
Pick a day and a time and a movie, and then we just have everyone meet us there. And
nice.
That'd be super. WMTA, get on that for
Get
us.
on it.
Done. We got it.
And the Tibbetts is there too, right? The Opera Theater?
Yes,
Yeah,
down
so
in
they do
Coldwater.
Beautiful
as well.
theater, yeah,
Great,
beautiful
great
theater.
Yeah, lots of events down there. Another one, if you're looking in the Grand Haven area, just a little short drive from Grand Rapids, they have the electric bike place there, which is really fun. You can go and rent electric bikes for the family. You can try them out before you head out, so they'll teach you all the do's and the don'ts and the safety tips and all of that, and explore the downtown area. While you're driving around, one of my favorites there is Chocolates by Grimaldi, which if you haven't gone there, it's all locally handmade. They do a very nice job there. They have tours you can take as well. $4 tours will get you through the whole factory. They'll show you how you do. Everything start
With
to
samples?
finish.
Courtney, with samples. Thank you.
Of course, they have samples.
Chocolates by Grimaldi.
Oh, yes.
But what are electric bikes? Are they like motorized bikes?
They
You've
kind
seen
of
Chuck's
assist.
bike.
I have seen Chuck's not supposed to have that bike. That's a different story. But so there are the motorized bikes.
Yes, a lot of the electric ones are they'll switch back and forth, so you can bike normally, and then if you need a little boost, it'll help you, get up the hill or that last stretch home, something like that.
Very handy, but also
Yes.
just some kind of a novelty and kind of fun if you want to do something. And I love some of these ideas because you could come to Grand Rapids and use Grand Rapids as your base, and then go out to Grand Haven, which is
Exactly.
only about 20 minutes away, or drive out to Muskegon.
Go to Holland.
Go to Holland. Yeah, lots of really close places that could really expand your vacation
Right.
horizons if you wanted to when you come here, right?
Oh, definitely. You mentioned Holland, and they have a lot going on for spring break as well. The Holland Area Arts Council is running a Peace and Love spring break camp for kids, so they'll really learn about and really create some hands-on pop art while they're down there. As well as the Critter Barn, which is right in the Holland area, which I know
we're gonna
you'll
talk
learn
about
a lot
that
more
too.
about. They have a great setup there.
Can't wait to learn about that.
Yeah, that's going to be great. We're actually going to be talking to Mary from the Critter Barn coming up on the next segment. She's got really cool things. And if you've never heard of it or you haven't brought your kids there on a school trip, it's going to be pretty amazing to learn more about it and all the things you can do there and realize that it is for all ages, which I think is kind of
and it's year-round. They have a really great program, winter, spring, summer, all of that. And back here in Grand Rapids, there's a lot going on as well, too. There's a lot of performances going on. The Illusionists will be at DeVos Place on Thursday, April 5th, so that's a really fun program for younger kids or older ones. You'll be amazed is what they tell you. They'll have the Festival of Laughs here on Saturday, April 7th at DeVos Performance Hall as well, and then wrapping up that week on Sunday the 8th is Mercy Me and 10th Avenue North at Van Andel Arena, so lots of big names coming through town as well.
Oh my gosh, so many
show.
different things. Well, Edwin, here at City Built, you guys are located just north, literally just a couple blocks north of downtown, so people could actually take a nice river walk up to visit you, maybe with the kids, burn off a little steam. You actually have a playground right across the street, right?
We do the Canal Street Park, so lots of fun features for kids to jump around and run around on. And
burn some energy, and then come over
Absolutely.
here, get a little something to eat. Got some Puerto Rican food, and mom and dad can maybe enjoy a nice pint of beer.
if you sit in the right spot, you can watch your kids play across the street. If
I
you're
need-
so
you need
bold,
to
if
put
you're so bold,
screens in these windows so I can yell, get off of each other.
just need a buzzer.
I need a buzzer. I need a little dog collar. No, okay. Totally joking. Courtney, if you want to get more information, where do they go for West Michigan Tourism Association and all of your events?
Oh, definitely. You can head to our website, which is wmta.org.
I love that. And Edwin, we are going to visit with you a little bit later because we're going to do Beer of the Week from City Built Brewing in Grand Rapids. So you ready for that?
I'm ready.
I hope you got a good one picked.
I do. I'm drinking it now.
Okay.
Oh,
He's
looks
teasing
good.
and tempting me. I hope it's a great spring break option. All right, coming up next on Behind the Mint, we're going to talk to Mary from the Critter Barn, John. And if you don't know what that is, you are about to find out. So stay tuned to Behind the Mint.
And welcome back to Behind the Mitten. John Gonzalez along with Amy Sherman having a fantastic time in beautiful downtown Grand Rapids.
Glorious Grand Rapids.
Broadcasting from City Built Brewing Company, one of the newer breweries in Grand Rapids, part of the reason why Grand Rapids is considered Beer City USA. And Amy, we're having a fun time. Got to talk to a couple cool guests.
Yeah, we did. And we have to say, City Built is a great addition to this area of downtown North Monroe. It's a little bit, just a few blocks north of downtown, but within walking distance. It's right along the river, so a great extension of downtown. There's other cool things. In fact, right next door is Field and Fire, one of our top picks for Michigan's best bakery. We just completed that search for mlive.com, and those guys have some pretty fantastic stuff going on there. So you can swing in there if it's before 3 and grab some good loaves of bread, right?
Yeah, I'm hoping to stop over there before the show's over. Because we might miss the deadline over there, but it's definitely
I'm banging on the door now.
It's definitely a great place, folks. So if you're in the City Built area, you can check out Field and Fire. They're the cafe here on North Monroe. So, Amy, we also want to thank Courtney from West Michigan Tourist Association for coming by as well.
Man, they have so many events; it's almost overwhelming. So if you want to get the complete listing, or maybe you want to order their special guide to West Michigan, go to WMTA.org, and they will send it to you for free. Or you can use their website to research your next trip to the western side of the state.
I have a question for you, Amy.
Yo.
What's cuter, a lamb or a baby bunny?
Lamb.
Wow, you didn't hesitate at all.
Not at all. What would you say?
A baby chick.
That wasn't one of the options. See, I'm so terrible because the first thing I think of between those two is which one looks better on my plate.
Oh, no, you can't say that.
Roast lamb is delicious, but Hassenpfeffer is better. So we don't want to talk about eating any animals right now, though, because our next guest raises them for people to come and hold and love and learn more about in a hands-on manner. It's one of my favorite places when my kids were little. We were so lucky to get to go several times when they were in school. Mary Rottschafer from the Critter Barn in Zeeland, Michigan,
Yes.
a little bit west of Grand Rapids. Welcome to Behind the Mitten.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, I'm just thrilled that you're here. Tell people who don't know, who maybe aren't from West Michigan and didn't take their kids to the Critter Barn, what is the Critter Barn?
What are they missing? The Critter Barn is actually a 3-acre homestead of an old dairy farm that used to be a 90-acre farm. We bought 3 acres just to live out in the country and have a bigger garden. And then a subdivision built around us. But meanwhile, some animals that were given to us as a practical joke grew into our... Well...
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. Some friends from a choir wanted to have an end-of-the-year party, so they staged it as a pig roast and volleyball and hanging out, and instead showed up with a pig roaster at 2 in the afternoon. By 5 o'clock, 50 people had painted this 95 by 65 gambrel barn, which is one of those cool roofs, you know, and scraped and painted the whole thing. After the pig roast, they put on a comedy show. By the end of the night, we had Pig in the Blankets. We had skit about Mary being pregnant all the time. Mary had a little lamb. I had 3 kids that were close together. What can I say? Anyway, and some birds came out. The kids' choir sang Old MacDonald Had a Farm. And, of course, there's a duck and a rooster and a goose verse and a chicken verse and a tumbling pigeon verse. Anyway, we ended up with a bunch of animals. Fast forward that till now, and the old hobby farm grew into a field trip destination. I used to teach school, and people asked about that. And now, fast forward to now, we see about 100,000 people a year through this farm.
Oh my gosh! And so when you get to when if you're lucky enough to get to go to the Critter Barn, what do you experience when you are there?
Sure. We have small animals that are great entry level for children who are maybe a little timid, not too sure. So we have a kitty corral, and that keeps our cats safe. So they live in the barn, but in an area designated for cats, indoor, outdoor pen. We call it the kitty corral. The kids love that.
Not the kids' corral.
No,
it's
this
kitty.
is kitty, as in feline. As in feline. Anyway, they're a bunch of tame, spoiled cats that just love for kids. There's a bunny room, and we have, over the years, developed what I call exploring tables. And we have a floor playpen that's fenced in. So these rabbits are extremely accessible, baby bunnies and so on. So the kids get to touch and handle the rabbits, and that's a big favorite. There's also baby chicks in that room.
Oh, they love the baby chicks.
That's kind of the small animal area. Sometimes we have baby ducklings, just depends on the time of the year. And then we have goats and sheep and cows and pigs and the whole traditional scene. But if they come this spring, chances are we're going to be bottle feeding baby goats.
Oh, they love that.
Oh, yeah. And we take people into our sheep pen in most farms.